Hey guys, it's me, Mr. 250, and welcome back to Trauma Team. Last episode was a long one. These diagnostics episodes seem like they're gonna wear on us a bit in terms of time, but they are fun, I gotta say. Definitely something very different from the Trauma Center series, but fun, if a little... I don't know what the right word is. It's still fun, it's just, it's very different, to say that. Anyway, let's go to Naomi's mission and see what she's doing. I think she's forensics? Because I think forensics was the last one. Forensics, which I can't remember if this one was supposed to be good or bad. So I guess we'll have to find out for ourselves.
Ah, come in.
Did you call for me, Chief Wayne?
Ah, good morning, Naomi. It seems the FBI needs your expertise. I'd like you to head over to the scene immediately.
I'm a medical examiner, not a police officer.
Don't be like that. I can't just turn the government down.
Fine. Well then.
Oh, and Naomi, one more thing.
Don't mind the guy standing in the shadows to your right.
Here's our liaison from the FBI. You should meet him.
You?
Special Investigator Naval. A pleasure to meet you, Doctor.
Yes. Nice to meet you too.
You seem like you already know him.
What are you doing? You an FBI agent? This must be a joke.
Please keep your voice down. It's been a while, hasn't it?
Is this somebody from Second
I didn't have the luxury
Opinion?
of witness protection, like you.
Just shut up. I'm only here because it's my job. I have nothing to do with you faking your way into the FBI. And don't you ever talk about my past again.
Whatever you say, ma'am.
Good.
Whoa, where are you going?
To the crime scene. Send the address to my GPS.
Oh, I'll have them bring the car around.
You are waiting here. Tell your people on site I'm coming. Nice tie there, little guy. Be a good boy and stay.
Doctor!
Okay.
Oh, well.
I remember her being kind of on the good side of the bad guy's side. Of course, that was when she was a surgeon. Now she seems to be a forensic person. So let's see what she does here. Locked room mystery. Oh boy. Is this going to be a closed room? I'm kind of familiar with them from Umineko now. Which means I might actually be able to figure it out. Maybe.
We've received word about you. Miss Kimishima, is it?
Good. This will make things easier. Where's the victim?
He's over here. This way, please.
Victim is Dennis Taylor, 30-year-old male. Neighbor called in the fire. The fireman found him. The knife in his hand matched the cut wounds. Probably suicide.
Oh, you sound so happy about it.
Huh. What's this?
Oh, that's where the fire started, likely before the suicide. Miss Kimishima?
The fire seems like it's important to some of this. I'm not sure what. Whoa. Whoa, the controller's vibrating. I don't know if you guys can hear that. I'm going to move it close to the mic. That was weird. My demon phone's calling. Hold on a moment. Whoa. Oh, I haven't really seen a Wii game actually use the mic in any kind of interesting way. That was weird.
Are you feeling all right?
Sorry, my demon phone just said ah at me.
This was murder. Send the corpse to CIFM immediately. I'll examine it. I want all finger and footprints found in that room. If you find anything, contact me directly. I'll be at the lab.
Interesting. That was always...
What's that about?
Well, she does work at the forensic medicine laboratory. Huh. Supposedly, she solved a lot of cases for the FBI.
The FBI?
I am astounded.
That's right. That means we need to keep out of this. Come on, hurry down to the car for the fingerprint powder.
Oh, right away.
That's one thing a trauma center's always been about, is about kind of giving...
Let's begin. This is Dr.
Yep,
Naomi
come on.
Kimishima, ID 422194.
That's always been one thing about trauma centers. It's kind of like taking normal surgery and then giving doctors, or giving the main character doctor sort of just a slight supernatural ability that makes him a good head above the rest. Man found dead in his apartment. Firefighters found
Hey,
the
little
body.
guy. Tell me what we know
The
so
door
far
was
about
locked.
this.
Oh, right. The victim's 30-year-old Dennis Taylor. At 3:30 p.m., someone in the same building reported a fire.
Maybe we should investigate this someone.
The firefighters found the body in bed 20 minutes later. He had a knife in one hand and a deep wound on his wrist. The door was closed and chained. It's being ruled suicide.
Nonsense. Is that your personal opinion or your FBI training?
I can't remember who that guy is. Like, if we know him or if he's like someone we're supposed to learn she knows, but I think he might be one of the guys, one of the bad guys, I guess I should say, that was working with her back in a Second Opinion. I think, I'm not sure, I cannot really remember
Isn't
him.
that the most reasonable fitting explanation?
I thought people learned when they grew older.
I mean, it's not like they have the voice actors back in that game, so, well, at least not many voices, so I don't think there's a good way to identify based on voice, and more just visuals.
Doctor, what do you mean by that?
Let's begin. Show me how this life's flame was snuffed out.
Let's start the autopsy. Oh, do we get to cut open him and figure this out, maybe? Like an actual autopsy? I've never really thought about autopsy much. Let's take a look at the corpse. I've had the body taken to the evidence room. You're free to examine it whenever you want. Alright, I'll head over there now. Ah, Dr. Kimishima, one more thing before you go. What now? The information that we know up to this point has been sent to your computer. If you don't mind, would you please check that out? Alright. I'll take a look at my computer then. Okay. So, these are somewhat in line with the diagnosis thing. Let's see. Little guy said I should check the intel on the computer. Okay, let's go. Okay, they're gathered his hint card. Was that a me? Is that a me? Practice by analyzing the knife hint card. Oh, good. Good, we have me's of these characters. That's a little weird. We have a me of him. What's the matter? If you found something at the scene or on the body that you need me to analyze, please let me know. I do work for a nationwide organization, after all. I'll try to help you as much as I can. Okay, so we're asking him about these, maybe? The knife found in Dennis's hand. There's blood in the blade. I should get it analyzed to learn more. Wait. So, what do I do? Do I drag things? Stop, you! No! Good, we get to hear that with their special demon voice. The victim is Dennis Taylor, a 30-year-old male. His body was found on a bed in his room. I need to know what happened the day of the incident. So what do I press to get it to move over? Okay, I figured it out. I had to restart the mission. It's A and B. I've been pressing just A. Let's talk to him about the knife. Is this the knife that was in the corpse's hand? I'll look into it over here. Can you give me some time? Okay, so analyzing. Dr. Kimishima, there's nothing more I can tell you about this. Do you have anything else I can analyze for you? Do you know anything about the ghost voice phone that I have? Okay. Please don't rush me. I can't analyze anything that fast. Okay, so I guess we're gonna have to come back on that. Okay, yeah, I got it. Okay. So, yeah, let's check out the evidence room. Do we actually get to cut him open and see inside him? Point at the corpse on the autopsy table and press A. Point at the items on the autopsy table and press A. Okay, let's check out his items first. His angle, zooms in. Okay. He's able to select anything suspicious, like bloodstains. Nothing seems to be of interest. Well, that's a bloodstain. That's kind of suspicious, right? The deceased was wearing a white dress shirt. There are bloodstains on the left sleeve. Very, very, very useful. Ah, yes, he was a hollow man. Anything else to note on him? Doesn't look like it. He's a very nice collar. I think that's about all we're going to get out of that, though. Okay. Is there more on that? Maybe we'll check on that again later if we need to. Yep, I got it. Check bruises. It's time to begin examining the corpse. Alright, your feet are looking mighty marvelous, dear. And yeah, he had that thing with his wrist going on.
This wound on the wrist is believed to be the cause of death. Even though this looks like a self-inflicted wound made with a sharp knife, there's something unnatural about it.
Okay. Oh, this quiz is good. Correct answers lower the upper left gauge. Let's consider the slash wound on the left wrist. If the victim did commit suicide in this way, that wound is odd. The wound is odd in that there was bleeding. There obviously wouldn't be a sign of healing in this short of a period. No signs of pain reaction. Can't exactly determine that. A slashed wrist isn't fatal. Not immediately. It could kill you over a short period of time, but I don't know if I would say a death from a slashed wrist is a little suspicious. Let's just say that. Not that it isn't fatal, but it's suspicious. Oh, apparently that's not it. Signs of pain reaction. Would that be it? Guess the slashed wrist is fatal. I mean, I know that, but yeah. Wounded wrist has been obtained.
That's right. There's only the one wound on the wrist. A single slash, deep enough to reach the artery. No matter who it is, pain is an immediate response to a cut. No one should be able to make a single cut this clean and deep without flinching.
Yeah, that was my second thought. I'm not trying to say like I knew everything here, but that was my second thought, was that seemed a little deep for that.
I can't say this is proof of homicide, but I can't ignore this incongruity.
Spot on. Alright, anything else that we should be investigating here? No other wound on the wrist. What's that?
Is this a bruise? It's oddly shaped, though.
Like a star with a mark in the middle. Flower-shaped bruise. Should probably bring that up at some point. I'm sure that's important. Your eyes are mighty marvelous, dear. Something odd about the eyeballs here. Red spots. He was staring right at me, looking into my soul.
Yes, there appear to be spots of hemorrhaging in the eyeballs.
Hemorrhaging in the eyeballs?
This isn't a common
Yeah, that's
condition.
an odd condition.
Perhaps I should ask Little Guy about it.
Bleeding from the eyes is normally a bad thing. Collected most of the information I could find, but something's still bothering me. What could it be? Is it maybe there's something else going on here? I'm not going to find anything about this now. I might be able to learn something if I had more information, though. There was that one spot over here, but we got nothing on it, so it looks like that maybe it was just to his skin and not his clothing. We should investigate those more. Wait a moment, something's not right. What's the matter? The corpse, I have the feeling that there's still something out of place concerning it. I need to go back to the evidence room and study it again in further detail. If you insist. Something about the corpse. Seems there's still more information I can learn through examination. Let's check him from top to bottom then. Nothing weird about your feet. Whoa, what's up with your finger here, bro?
There's something
Bro, you
odd
broke your
about the
finger.
index finger on
And you
the
broke
right
your
hand.
finger in a kind of painful looking way. A fracture? Not rigor mortis. Possibly either broken by the murderer or possibly broken in an attempt to defend himself?
Indeed. We can't say what's wrong
Yeah,
with it for
I can't
sure
say what's
until it's
wrong with
sent
it
in
for
for
sure.
analysis, though.
But it could definitely be a sign of foul play. You don't normally go and break your finger when you're committing suicide, to my knowledge. That should wrap up what I can learn from here. Should review the gathered information. I just see that finger and there's something wrong going there. I doubt there's anything going to be that we can learn at this point. I should leave this room and consider the information I've found so far. Let's do just that. There are a few things bothering me about this corpse. There's an eye abnormality, which seems a little odd for a suicide. A wounded wrist. We'll leave it there for now. And an abnormal finger, which definitely seems weird for a suicide. Now, let's get back to my office and have this information analyzed. Kind of like this forensic thing. Just like the diagnostics. It's very different, but fun. I always thought the idea of being a forensics person, whatever they call them, forensics analyst maybe, would be something really fun. I can use my computer to sort out the information that I've gathered. I should try doing that now with what I've learned so far. Select the computer to confirm the results of any analysis that you've requested. Investigators trying to contact you through the computer. Point to the panel in the upper right and press A. The Mies are here.
Dr. Kimishima, the results of the examination of the knife have come in. Let's see, the knife itself is a cheap common brand sold all over the country. It'll be difficult to locate where the knife came from. The blood left on the blade matches the deceased's.
Okay, not exactly surprising.
Only his fingerprints were found on the handle as well.
Not too surprising for someone who's trying not to get caught.
I see. At least one thing is clear now. That is...
The knife wasn't used? No. It's definitely suicide? No. The knife cut Dennis. Highly likely. It's Dennis's favorite knife. And now it'll be his only knife. Analysis is complete. Knife has become deadly knife.
Yes, this knife is believed to have been used to slit the victim's wrist.
More than likely.
Even then, we can't prove that unless we compare it to the wound.
Grab a card and place it on another card. Okay, so it's sort of like combining If it's correct fusion, the cards will fuse together. So the knife with the wrist.
The shape of the knife blade corresponds with the wound found on the wrist.
Did great deductive work.
This means that...
I like these question things. They're kind of fun, especially considering some of the dumb ones. The knife was used on his own wrist. We can't prove that Dennis cut his own wrist. Not yet. Can't really prove that either. The knife didn't wound Dennis? I'm pretty sure that's wrong. The knife was used on his wrist. Slashing knife.
Indeed. This appears to be an open and shut case. Then again, this all seems a little too convenient for me.
Like that's what the possible killer wanted you to think. Okay, let's see. What does he think about the eye abnormality? That's a weird one.
Hemorrhaging in the eyes, you say? It's a condition called petechia, caused by increased blood pressure and spasms in the blood vessels.
Okay.
It's commonly found as a sign of death by asphyxiation.
Ah.
Wait a second, that doesn't seem right. If I recall correctly, the victim...
Had a slashed wrist and a broken finger, but it was believed that he died of a slashed wrist before this.
The cause of death was thought to be hemorrhaging from a slashed wrist. If the cause of death is asphyxiation, it's possible that we are dealing with a homicide.
Analysis complete. Eye abnormalities become signs of asphyxiation. It's an important thing to bring up. Now, what does he think about this finger?
There's no mistake. This finger is fractured.
I'm glad you figured that one out.
Can you send me the details? We'll get an x-ray performed as soon as possible. Oh, and I have one more piece of good news, Dr. Kimishima. I've received a recording from HQ of a witness's account.
Great, that will be useful. Who's the witness?
It's the deceased's neighbor. We've asked her some questions about the day of the incident.
Perfect timing. Maybe we'll be able to use her account to determine when the fire started.
The recorder can now be used. The neighbor's account has been added to the recorder. The topic neighbor's condition has been added to the neighbor's account on the recorder.
I'll send the data over to you. Please check it using the recorder in your room.
Okay, we'll investigate that in a bit. What about the flower-shaped bruise? Ah, darn it. What could have caused that? Anything else? Nothing on the eye? Okay, I think, yeah, we're done with that for now. Let's check the recorder. Dennis's neighbor. She was asked about what she observed on the day of the incident. Neighbor's condition. Press A to hear witness's statement. Point at words related to the topic in the upper left and press A. Okay.
Yes, that's right. Oh, it's been so hot lately. I've been keeping the window that faces out into the street open because of the heat. That's how I could hear my neighbor so clearly. It was...
Is that important? I'm not surprised. It seems normal. Oh. Whoops.
It was... let me think.
That's
around
important, right?
3 in the afternoon?
How would she be so sure what time it was?
Yes, it must have been. I was watching Farewell Danny at the time.
Farewell Danny, I hate that insipid TV show.
Yes, it must have been. I was watching Farewell Danny at the time. I heard this loud noise from my neighbor's room.
Loud noise? Must be more to this.
I heard this loud noise from my neighbor's room. And then the fire alarm started going off a little after that.
A loud noise followed by the fire. That may be a clue.
Neighbor's
The
account.
way she described it, the sound doesn't seem to have been something exploding.
Yeah, I think you would notice an exploding versus a loud noise.
Could the noise have been made by someone in the room? Or something else?
There was a noise coming from the room at around 3 p.m. and then the fire started. The fire really started after the noise began. We should be able to narrow down the victim's time of death to some extent. Alright, time to use the computer to sort out this new information. Let's do that. Let's sort through this. Dennis was the one who made that sound. Nope. Oh, we can compare cards still. I didn't even think about that. A loud noise when he was dead, is that right?
The room was sealed, and the neighbor heard the sounds at around 3 p.m. The fire occurred not long after that. What we can deduce from that is...
Dennis was dead before 3 p.m. Can't deduce that. Dennis was alive until 3 p.m. Can we even deduce that still? I don't even know, honestly. This one's stumping me a bit. The neighbor heard noises coming from Dennis's room at around 3 p.m. and the fire started afterwards. I'm guessing Dennis wasn't dead before 3 p.m. We'll go with Dennis was alive until 3 p.m. Because that one still leaves a bit of ambiguity there. There we go. Dennis's time of death.
That's right. At least, that's all we can determine using our current information. The deceased was alone at the time, so there's a good chance he made the noise. Still, we need more information to see if there was anyone else in the room when it happened.
Is anyone there has been added to the neighbor's account on their recorder. We'll check that out in a bit. Is there anything else that we can compare? What about these two? No. Time of death doesn't really... Does it have to do with asphyxiation? No. Nah. Okay. Okay. We'll look at... We'll listen to the recorder again.
Yes, that's right. Oh, it's been...
Let's go forward a bit.
I've been keeping the... That's how I could... It was... Yes, I heard... And then I was really surprised.
That's not unusual since a fire had just started next door.
I was... I think it was about 10 minutes.
So there was a 10-minute period between the noise and when the fire started. Okay.
Oh, I looked out the window and saw smoke coming from next door.
Well, there was a fire at the time where there's smoke.
I ran over to my neighbor's door, but nobody answered when I pounded on it.
Understandable, since her neighbor's apartment was on fire. I love her reactions to these.
But I had to see if there was anyone in there, so I pulled on the door.
That's not unusual.
It was...
Oop.
It was chained from the inside, and no one answered me when I yelled.
So the room was completely locked. That lines up with what I heard about the fire.
Yes, the fire truck came soon after that.
Nothing suspicious about
A
that.
firefighter cut the chain on the door and went inside.
Not surprised to hear that.
My neighbor? No, it seems he lived alone.
Yeah. I wonder if the firefighter was in on this. Something maybe to think about.
Oh, but I remember an electrician came at around...
So
an electrician had
Yep.
come to the deceased's room that day at around noon.
This electrician seems
That was
suspicious.
much earlier than when the fire supposedly started, but we should investigate it.
Alright, what do you got for us? Seems like little guy's trying to contact me. What do you got to say?
Ah, little guy. Perfect timing. It seems an electrician entered the deceased's room around noon on the day of the incident. If he's talked to your people, can you ask them for the recordings of the interview?
All right, I'll contact them immediately.
Please do. How's the analysis going?
Well, regarding the fracture on the corpse's finger, the right index finger was fractured by an external force.
Yeah, fractures generally happen from an external force.
It's rather odd. There are no signs of healing in the fractured area.
So it was done. So it wasn't done ahead of time. We could say
No
that.
traces of healing.
That would mean it was done pretty much at death or close or after death, right? The bone broke after he died. The bone was broken years ago. That's incorrect. The bone broke fairly recently. That's wrong. And he was born with a broken finger. The bone broke after he died. I'm guessing that maybe even with a short period of time, it would still show small signs of healing, at least at a forensic level. Maybe not at a obviously usable level, but that would indicate that it broke after he died.
That's right. Reactions to injury, like minute healing and hypodermic hemorrhaging, are vital reactions.
Oh, that's like the thing where if you stab a dead body and it doesn't bleed, right? I think that's what it is. Or at least it doesn't bleed very much, versus stabbing someone who's alive.
They only occur while the body is still alive. Thus, if there were no vital reactions to this broken bone, the fracture happened... It must have occurred after the person was already dead.
And that would be suspicious, because if it was a suicide, then unless he somehow fell and broke his finger as he killed himself, which seems less than likely, someone probably moved him and maybe broke his finger by accident.
That would have to be the case. Oh, and to be clear, there's no way that the body was damaged during transport. We take the utmost precautions when moving bodies.
Huh. I hadn't considered that until you brought it up. Still, I'll take your word for it. If his index finger was broken, using the hand would have caused a great deal of pain.
And that was the opposite hand of the one that got cut.
With that in mind, he shouldn't have been able to use his right hand all that well.
So it was probably broken after death.